So back to your love story.
Love story.
How did you meet your first love?
She was my tutor.
What kind of tutor?
My chemistry tutor.
So a tutor is like your teacher at home.
Oh, tutor.
And so she was teaching you at home about chemistry.
So she was in a trap.
Yeah, she was the trap.
I was not a trap. So she was straight, and I had never been with a girl before or anything. Yeah, it kind of just happened.
One day you were talking about chemistry, and the next day
we had chemistry.
You had chemistry.
Yeah.
Good student.
I failed that subject.
She failed the subject. I thought you would have done very well since you guys are.
I was distracted.
Oh, I see.
I see. Do you mind, if I ask why did you guys split up?
So many reasons. So I was 16 and she was 23.
Okay,
so
yes.
that's a huge thing. She was studying to be a doctor and she had to move to another town, which was like an hour away from my house to finish her degree. And I was just not ready to develop in that way. And I was just young and stupid.
Young, dumb, and full of love.
I was so in love though. Yes, I was. It took me years to get over her.
How long did it take you to get over your first love?
My first love lasts long, like 4 months.
Then you were over them.
Yeah. Because we broke up, so I just have one change that I have to forget him.
My first love was such an.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Sorry, you told your boyfriend, all your boyfriend, asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a good person. Well, not all of them. I mean, I was an asshole at some point of the
That's what we were looking for. Let's turn the camera to you.
No. Let's not talk about me. My love life is very crazy.
Yeah, tell me about it, girl.
And at the moment, are you seeing anybody right now, or are you single?
I have been seeing someone for the last few weeks, and I met this girl at a party 3 weeks ago, and instantly it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And since then, we spent pretty much every single day together, and I was like, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to catch any feelings. It's fine.
Famous last words. I'm not going to get feelings.
Yeah, I'm not going to catch feelings, but I think it's really difficult, especially living in Saigon, is that everyone is an expat. So she actually leaves tomorrow. Yeah.
So the story repeats itself.
And meanwhile, last night I was at her house like crying, like, I'm gonna miss you so much. She was like, I'm gonna miss you too. So it's been a big day.
Wanna give her a shout out? Where?
Hi, babe.
Have you ever tried to date a guy?
Oh, actually, yes. I haven't tried to date a guy. I went on one date with a guy.
Yeah.
So I told you about my first girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was with her for 2 years. And even when I was with her, I didn't realize at the time that I was actually a lesbian. So I thought she was just an exception. And so after we broke up, there was a guy that I worked with, and he was very handsome and very nice, and he was actually one of my friends. After the cooling down period, he asked me out on a date. And it was really lovely. Like, we had so much fun, and we went to his house, and he played me music and sang. Like, it was very romantic. Then we went to the beach and we went swimming in the ocean. He swam up to me and he picked me up and he kissed me, and I was like, and then I had this like, oh no. That's when in my head I was like, you're gay. Like, you're gay. You're gay. I was like, you need to drive me home right now. That's the moment that I realized. Yeah.
I just want to ask you, like, your taste of girl that you like, because you are so sexy. You're smart.
Thank you. I like feminine girls. I don't think I've ever been with a girl who was like a tomboy or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe once. Once I was. That was a mistake. But I like girls who are quite feminine, intelligent, funny, honest.
Yeah.
But I'm also a very sensitive person.
Yeah.
So I like girls who are quite they have to be patient or else they
Patient.
can't deal with me. Yeah. Usually ethnic girls, so I'll just go through a history of nationalities for you. So my ex-girlfriends have been like Greek, Assyrian, Persian, so that Middle Eastern look. The girl that I'm seeing now, she is Nigerian. Honestly, just attractive.
Everybody has that kind of attractiveness to them. Like when you meet them, you just know, okay, you
Yeah.
are my type.
Yeah, yeah. And you should belong with me. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, you need to be mine.
So, what is your opinion about love, true love?
Oh, I'm a very romantic person. When I think about true love, I think about my parents because they are so in love. My mum was only 16 when she met my dad, and she came from quite an affluent family, quite wealthy. And as I mentioned, my dad was quite poor. And so at that time, my grandparents they wouldn't let her see him, they wouldn't let her date him. She starved herself until they let her, and they finally got married. Now they've had my 3 brothers and myself. So they've been together for almost 40 years now, and they're still madly in love. Before the iPhone was invented, they shared one phone because they were never separate.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
Yeah, but now because of Candy Crush, my mum has to have her own
Candy
phone.
Crush.
And my dad's discovered how to use Facebook, so it's been horrific.
Oh no, dad posts.
Yeah.
Dad posts. Like that's the next level of dad jokes.
Yeah. So yeah, when I think about true love, I think about my parents and how dedicated they've been to one another, how much sacrifice they've made, but because they are so in love, it's been very difficult for me to date because I compare a lot of my relationships to them.
Yeah.
So if I'm with a girl who's just even a little bit kind of like not perfect like my parents, I'm like, nah, you don't love me because I have a
can see
very,
it, yeah.
very high expectation.
What's your opinion on true love?
True love is just two people that come together and not cheat on and spend time together and build the life together. It is true love to me.
I feel similar to that, but for me, it's more about the connection between me, and that person.
I mean, I guess everyone has a very different interpretation of what true love is. So like what true love is to me is so different from other people. Like there's monogamy, there's polyamory, there's so much right now. It's not as though one love is better than the other or more sufficient or more satisfying. It's just different. I know lots of couples who are very much madly in love, but they're in open relationships. I actually know a lesbian couple they've been together for I think 6 years now, and both of them are actually escorts.
So they work with men a lot. Okay.
It's very interesting. At first I was a bit like, how does that work?
How does that work, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So can you tell us more about your work?
My work?
As
As a writer?
Writer.
It's good. It just requires a lot of discipline, which I lack. And because you have deadlines, which I never follow, which is really bad. Oh, girl, it's so hard. And I'm so lazy sometimes. And you need to be motivated to be able to write. So if you don't write, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So it's like when I'm like running out of money, then I'm like sitting here like, I'm gonna write. But it's interesting and I enjoy it. And living in Vietnam allows me with the flexibility to write. I can go to a coffee shop or I can go to a bar.
I love that.
Are you hitting on me?
No.
Strawberries.
So what kind of thing that you write for?
So I write for a French agency, and I also have some private clients in Sydney that I write for. I do their website content and their blogs and stuff.
Have you ever thought of writing a book?
I have. I really want to write a book, but it's quite the process, and it would require me going home to Sydney because I want to write a book about my dad and his life, and so I have to spend a lot of time with him and be near him so that if I write and I have questions, I can ask him and sit down and feel close to him to like really feel it.
That's because your dad's a refugee, right?
My dad is a refugee, and he grew up quite poor. And he lost his father when he was 11. He took care of the whole family, and put a lot on the line and risked his life for myself and my brothers. And, from rags to riches.
Yeah,
Basic.
I love success stories like that.
So can you compare about LGBT community in Australia and Vietnam? What's the difference and things that's similar?
I think the lesbian scene specifically in Australia is more prominent. It's more obvious. There are lesbian nights, lesbian events. So when you go, you just kind of know everyone's a lesbian. You can take a pic. But here, it's a lot more difficult because when I first arrived, I actually posted on the expats group asking if there are any actual lesbian events, and everyone told me that there isn't such a thing. There are queer events and gay events, but there are no events dedicated to lesbians, which I was quite shocked by. Yeah.
That is shocking actually, because I have a lot of lesbian friends on my Facebook. So why are they not making events?
Well, I'm thinking about starting one with my friend.
Hey, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Do you have any plan for your future?
I want to continue traveling for as long as possible before I settle down. I definitely do want to get married, and I want to have as many kids as possible because I'm obsessed with babies.
And do you like any animals?
I do. I like most animals. This is very strange. I don't like sheep. They freak me out.
Oh, why?
Their eyes freak me out. I don't know what it is. It's their eyes. Even when I think about it, it just makes me feel like, oh.
So do you have any message for the LGBT people?
I think that something that I've truly believed in, especially since coming out, and I understand that it's not easy for everyone. I had it very easy and I was very lucky in that way, but I think we just need to start making it more normal. If you live in fear or you treat yourself differently, other people are going to start treating you differently. But in Vietnam specifically, because I see that being gay is a taboo still, more so the older generations in Vietnam, to just see that you can still be gay and live a completely normal life. Or just because I'm a lesbian, it doesn't mean that I have to cut off all my hair. You don't have to live by that stereotype. It's just about love and accepting one another for who we are. And that would be my message.
Okay.
Well, it's the end of the show, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Tuan, did you want to add anything?
I just want to say thank you to you because you are here and share your stories and experience with us and the audiences.
Thank you to both of you guys and the show as well.